Come on. All right, let me just check YouTube real quick. Make sure we are good. I'll show this banner.
Hi, I'm on every live show.
We are live. Perfect. So what's up, everyone? This is the first episode of Syrvivor Syracuse Season 2. For the after show, we have from Maryland, Anders, from UConn, Ethan, and yours truly from Season 1, Jake. So we're just going to walk through the episode pretty much. Everyone has...
yours truly for Jake?
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about yourself, and then you introduced me. I'm not Luke, if anyone's confused.
And yours truly, the host. So we're just going to go through the episode chronological. There's a lot of things to talk about, so we'll try to fit it in. And everyone has their own takes and predictions and stuff like that. And we will have Aaron, the first boot of the season, come in at some point during this live stream just to talk about the vote and where his head was at for that. Okay, so first episode, the minute it gets easy, it's not. We start off the episode straight away, introduced to Hannah 6 days, just to add some context, 6 days before the season starts, comes up to Syracuse, snowy as hell, has 20 fake clues prepared, 5 fake idols. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
So stupid. So stupid. Let me explain this about fake idols. Okay, it's interesting in the show because they're on an island and you have no reason to believe if you find a fucking idol in the woods that it's fake. But in a game where you're on a college campus where you have access to Amazon, you're really telling me it's impressive to buy something off of Amazon, put it in a plastic bag, and place it somewhere? That's not impressive. You're not smart for doing it. If anything, it's like, number one, if you're discovered for doing it, you're extra sketchy. Who's putting in that much work for nothing? Second, the payoff. Not that many people are going to use a fake idol. They're going to suss it out that it's not real when a real idol is found because the notes will look different, because someone will figure it out. Number three, it's not a good game move. Like, there isn't a lot of benefit to having all these fake idols around. All it does is just, like, increase the amount of paranoia. And when there's more paranoia in a game, it makes the plans that you're setting up, Hannah, Miss, I'm in the middle, whatever, harder to do. Bitch, you're not going to be in the middle if 4 people think they have fucking idols. You're going to be wrong.
Yeah. I think my whole thing about fake idols is there's very specific situations where they work. Like, it's more so, I feel like if you make a fake idol for yourself and you use it as a bluffing tool, like, I respect that. But going out and hiding all these fake idols and just creating chaos only works if you're a player who can do really well in chaos. And just judging based on how much Hannah flip-flopped in this first episode in terms of, like, immediately wanting Meg gone and then wanting to join this alliance and then flipping on this alliance immediately to go after Aaron, I just don't think she's the kind of player who can, like, do well in that kind of environment. And she's just creating all this chaos. I respect it because it's entertaining, but I think it's going to blow up in her face, and I don't think it's going to work out.
Yeah, I think pre-hiding a million of these things is awful, frankly, because someone's already found one. It was Mike who grabbed one, and as soon as Mike figures out that's not real or somehow traces it back to Hannah, they're never going to be able to work together, and anyone Mike works with won't want to work with Hannah either. It's just, there's no tangible gain for someone having a fake idol at this point because there's no real information about anything, and it just hurts you and takes away options down the road. I don't get it.
Also, additionally, if someone she's working with has this fake idol and they also have to account for a real one later in the game, if someone in her group is like, oh, I have this idol, don't worry, and she knows it's not real, she's going to have to either reveal that it's not real, which is the worst thing you could ever tell to someone that trusts you, or they're going to have to fuck up their own plan because they have a fake idol. Like, to me, short term it's funny. Long term, if you ever go to the end and your fake idols have ruined people's games, they're not going to be impressed by you doing this to them. They're going to be like, you made your own game harder for what? For nothing. Like, look, there's a lot of ways to lose Final Tribal Council. Doing something before the game even starts that has no tangible benefit is definitely one of them.
I'm still at home hiding these idols, so it's like, what is going on?
Preseason is the crazy bit of that. A week before anyone else is even on campus for the game, she's out here like mapping it out and writing riddles. So that's 10 steps too far. There's too much you can do.
It's a way to get content, but I don't know if it's the content you need for a winner.
Yeah, it just feels like she's doing things to do things right now. And she's asking to get caught when she moves it in the middle of the first challenge, which was the most baffling part to me. She runs outside and moves the thing over to the water fountain, which I guess is what Mike found. That was a little unclear to me. There was some sort of Hannah Dolan dream sequence at one point, which I enjoyed. But was that correct? That's she moved it and then he found it on top of the... Okay.
It's the first day.
After the challenge, when we exited, Mike saw that on top of the water fountain, and he grabbed it.
It's the first day. You have 5 fake idols. You don't need them all to be found. If you're gonna hide 5 fake idols, do it in like blocks so that you're not dealing with 5 all at once. Girl, if your 6-person alliance has 5 fake idols, not gonna go well. I'm telling you that now.
Or at the very least, like. Oh, sorry, but set it up in a way where someone who you're not working with is going to be the one who finds the idol, so at least they feel safe. But she's just leaving it up to chance, which makes no sense because if someone finds a fake idol and then ties it back to her, she's going to have an enemy who could possibly be on the other tribe who she'll meet up with later, and it's just a complete mess for me.
It's the complete mess for me.
So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. We'll see if any more fake idols are found or clues or what Mike does with that. But we'll get into that more as we go. So after the intro, the episode goes on. We are introduced with some people. Andrew, first off, freshman, very excited to the game. Eli, ready to find out what the theme is. Daisy, huge reality TV fan, just excited to be there. And we have Geneva, our first grad student. I actually wanted to pose this question. So, Andrew, this was the first season that we had freshmen on Syrvivor Syracuse in Syrvivor. And we also had the first season that we had grad students. Do you think age plays a role in this game?
Yes. A lot more so for the grad student than the freshman. I think in these like college games, being a freshman doesn't necessarily make you a target, but being like an older student, someone who's already graduated, you're just automatically like people are thinking like, oh, they're going to be really smart and like scheming if they're in grad school. But yeah, I don't think it matters to Andrew as much as it would to Geneva. I think it could be something that isolates her in a way.
I disagree. I don't think that age, when we talk about age being this factor in games, it's like, I think it matters more when the age is like a 10-year difference. Like, because here's the thing, there can be freshmen in college who are like 26, 27, because like they did the army or whatever. Trust me, I know, I've hooked up with some. It's not important. Anyways, it's, I think that's where it comes in more is like the age difference could be if it's a very big, but like a grad student's not that different. They probably just graduated from undergrad and now they're doing the next step. So they're still young enough to understand references. They're still young enough to understand the stresses of college. They just have a different schedule and a different life. Like they may be separate from campus, but I think if they're willing to play Survivor while also doing grad school, they're probably good enough. Like from my experience, if you're a grad student who's playing a Survivor game, you're probably going to do pretty well. Also, because sorry, not to cut you off, Jake, continue. From my experience too, like freshmen and sophomores like may not know how to balance the actual time management of college and then the game itself. Like they're very are overwhelmed with everything that's going on. They're not really sure of their personality or ways to handle stress in a lot of ways. But grad students usually are better at dealing with high stress situations and time management. As you just go up with adulting, like you just become better at these tasks. And I think the older you are, the better you get at it, and you're just able to balance these things.
Yeah, kind of going off of that, I think a big thing is depends on more of the person than it does on like how old they are. I think like me as a freshman compared to me now, I'm just more like realized in terms of like who I am. So you come in like freshman year, still trying to determine like where you fit in or like how you are as a person. And I think that can absolutely have an impact on the game. And because of that, I think Geneva has a bit of an advantage where she's had more life experiences, most likely just because she's older. But at the same time, it's a person-to-person basis. There are some freshmen who come in and are super, like, they just know who they are and they stay the same. And then there are people like me who come in and completely change. Like, even I played season 1 over like almost a year ago now, and I think I've changed a lot since then, and I would play differently because of that since then. So I think age definitely contributes, and it should be interesting to see like these two very different ends of the spectrum play together on the same season.
Also, Geneva's great, so I don't see her ever going home. She's a winner in my heart. I don't think she'll win, but I do want her to. That's my take on Geneva. You didn't ask, but I'll give it to you anyways.
Fair enough. So moving forward in the episode, we kind of see the entire group together. According to Derek, they were playing Two Truths and a Lie, just basic commonalities, just saying who they are. Then we get introduced with Meg. And then once again, Hannah calling out Meg.
Such a quick aside right now on Two Truths and a Lie as an icebreaker game.
Yes.
There's nothing worse than people like trying to stay casual and low with that game as an icebreaker, because they're like, I have brown hair, I'm from Iowa, and my favorite food is brownies. It's like, come up with something interesting. I think that's probably one of the worst ways to icebreak, because I think everyone's too afraid to say anything. It's just like, it's always awkward in the beginning, and I applaud Derek for just having to sit through it. A true thing like him should never have to be subjected to listening to people like Jack say they're two truths and a lie. Like, God.
Derek made an interesting insight saying, like, people are saying their GPAs, and I sat in on it. People were saying their GPAs.
Which is so stupid. Boring.
It's boring.
God. Imagine being like, I have blood in my body. I eat food. Like, this is like the Tinder profile of people. Like, come up with something that makes you attractive to other people, not your GPA. If you tell me your GPA is high, I go, okay, we get it. You're a fucking loser. We're all in college.
Yeah, if you're talking about your high school sports, I mean, I get that they're freshmen, so maybe it's more recent, but they're talking about their high school sports and their GPA. I don't think either of those things would ever come up with me if I played Two Truths and a Lie. I respect that Derek kind of like internalized it and like noticed it, and I think maybe it could be helpful. But at the same time, like, the people who are bragging about how high their GPAs are might not be good at a social strategy game. Just a thought.
No, you got to be funny. You got to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
You got to show personality. Not that you're smart or that you have friends or that you like to travel or that your favorite show is fucking The Office. Like, personality, where is it? Give it to me. Okay, go on.
But yeah, so I guess next part is we get introduced with Meg, and then once again Hannah calling out Meg for being too vibrant and out there. What was not shown in the edit was Meg was actually very loud during the whole icebreaker kind of thing. So I get where she was coming from, but what did you guys view from that?
Oh, I got that she was loud. I got that from the edit. She was very in it with the energy, and very expressive of everything that she was feeling right off the bat. So I get how that can like clash heads with people, like Hannah was saying, how she's like, she just doesn't fit in immediately. But I don't know, like, it's endearing in a way. I hope she finds a way to fit into things, because I like that energy as a viewer and as a producer. But I get like why it clashes heads immediately too.
Am I surprised that Hannah, the acting major, is jealous of someone else taking the attention away? Not at all. I'm not shocked that Hannah's immediately like, another person's trying to be the center of attention. They've got to go out now. I'm hiding another fake idol just to prove that I deserve more contact. So I'm not shocked. I think Megan's a queen. The fact that she immediately was like, I will be, I'll take whatever this crazy thing you're doing is. You need someone to be the captain of a tribe. This seems like a trap. Oh, I'll take it. Like, you know, I'd love that. I don't want these people who go in and say my GPA is 3.9 or I like to eat bread. Like, I want the Megs who are loud, and I want the Hannahs who are like, I'm insane. You know, I want to talk about the twist. I think the twist is really interesting. But sorry, Jack. Jake, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Don't confuse me with Jack.
No, I'm sorry. That's why I'm so sorry.
It's the hoodie, isn't it? It's
the hoodie, and that you're a straight male. Go on.
Yeah, I think like people are nervous at the start for sure. And I think it's tough to go with those icebreakers. And I completely agree with what you're saying. I think Hannah is someone who kind of does want to be the center of attention just based on her major and how her personality is coming across. I really liked Meg. I thought her energy was really fun in this first episode. And I really respect her for just jumping in and wanting to go right for the captain spot. But I thought this one-sided feud was so funny because I think it's really funny when one person like is completely against another person and they have no idea whatsoever. So I really hope there's some like continuation of this because I really enjoyed just seeing like Meg's like, oh, everyone's super nice, and Hannah's like, Meg must die. So more of that for sure, please.
But yeah, so before we get on to the twist, I want to quickly talk about the two tribes. So Meg and Eli both are the captains for their respective tribes. They do a schoolyard pick for their tribes, and they come up with the names Zeleny for Meg's tribe, and then Maroon 9 for the Maroon tribe for Eli's tribe. What's your thoughts on schoolyard pick format as well as those tribe names in general?
I need to say this. This needs to be said. You come up with your own tribe names, and you choose Maroon 9. You copy your name off of a milquetoast bland as hell pop group that no one even knows outside of the lead singer, and you think this is a good tribe name? The Maroon 9? God, it's garbage. It's garbage, mama. I think there are a million names. Zeleny? Great, perfect, wonderful. Print, cut, done. Maroon 9 is a travesty, and it's a pain to have to sit through and acknowledge. The fact that they won the challenge, right? They should have been docked 100 points just for that god-awful name. I've seen some terrible names. I've had to live through them. And the fact that you allowed Maroon 9, shame, 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 shame. The only one that's worse than that, besides Base Squad, is a tribe called Quest. It's garbage.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like, if they vote someone out, are they now the Maroon 8? Like, what is the rule? Are we going to still call them the Maroon 9 if they lose 4 challenges in a row? It's just, I heard about this when I was abroad, and I was like, okay, it must be an alliance or something. And then I found out you allowed them to call themselves the Maroon 9, and it was so different. I don't know. It just sounds like an alliance. I think it's stupid. I think it's very derivative of a band, like you said, and a band that's not relevant anymore. Sorry, Maroon 5 fans.
Also, let's not forget, their tribe color is maroon, and the amount of people on the tribe is 9. They really go door, table, window. That's their name. Like, they just said Maroon 9. Oh my god, these are the Tinder profile of people. This is the tribe with Jack. This is the least shocking thing, that these people are the ones who went. I guess our tribe is also what we literally are right now. I'm surprised they didn't just go Syrvivor Syracuse Red Tribe. Ethan, go ahead. Sorry.
I have some feelings about this. I wrote them out, but I don't think they matter anymore. I think you've taken all that I could add.
Who came up with this name? Can I ask?
I want to know. They deserve to be outed for it.
I think it might have been Eli.
Oh, of course it was Eli. Eli is I straight up, I'm like, hey, Luke, for the show, I was like, can I just have a list of the names and what they look like? Just because, like, I need to remember them. He goes, yeah, this is Eli. And I go, there was an Eli on this episode? Girl, it doesn't surprise me Eli would choose Maroon 9. He better not think he's the Adam Levine of this tribe, because he's not. If there was one Adam Levine, it's all of the women and none of the men.
That's an interesting point. So we're supposed to have 20 for this season. 10 girls, 10 guys. But last week before the show starts, 2 girls had to drop, and we didn't have time to fill in the spots. So both tribes have a 5-4 split. And we see that kind of talked about from Summer's confessional and also Jack's confessional after the Backstreet Boys things. How do you think that will play a role, if it does play a role?
Having gone through the exact same thing at UConn, it doesn't normally end up mattering. You don't normally see like a guys and girls alliance, at least in my experiences with what we've produced here. So I don't think it should matter. It's a talked about thing right off the bat because they have no real relationships to go off of, so they're just grasping at straws. But I hope it doesn't matter, and I don't think it will. It's a consequence of what casting happens, yeah.
Look, every single season of Survivor Maryland has people drop at the very last second. Usually we're able to literally grab someone. And I'm not even kidding. There was a season where the day after someone dropped, we grabbed someone and added them to the game. It happens. And sometimes you can't get them in time, and that's whatever. But, like, here's the thing. I'm fine with a gender, like, it's not even genders. I've had that before. But a girls' alliance, I'm like, okay, that's perfect, great, we love it. A men's alliance, that's garbage. And let me explain why. Because men are garbage. No. But also, like, the group that did the Backstreet Boys, mediocrely, I might add, is like, I guess it's going to be the men versus the women. Like, shut the fuck up. Your name is the Maroon 9. You made an alliance based off your group as the Backstreet Boys, and now you want to vote out the women. Way to make yourselves my least favorite characters I've ever watched. I also want to say this, because it's on my mind, and we know I'm going to bring it up. Jack. Jack appears on my screen as a sports management major. Already, I can tell you right now, homophobic, to pick that as your major. Number 2, he comes on with a hat and a hoodie. What are you hiding from us? Why do you need so much? And this man has the audacity to say to the camera, to the world, that he's so excited to vote out a woman. I'm sorry. I thought you were attracted to women. Now you're telling me you hate them. I cannot stand someone like Jack. I'm sure he's a very nice person, but to me, he gives me the worst energy on this season. I am a Jack anti-stan. Anyone against Jack, I am going to be on their side. A men's alliance. Sorry, go on.
I feel like we've glossed over the men-women divide. So all I'll say is I'm excited for the all-men alliance on Maroon 9 called the Maroon 5. That will be very entertaining, and they will pick off all the interesting women, and it'll just be them.
They will. They'll go for it. They'll say, this woman has too much personality and agency. She's got to go.
Geneva's so scary because she's older than us. Let's get rid of her.
If they go for Geneva first, I'm not watching this season. I can't. That's not only an attack on everyone, but specifically on me. It's just rude. The women also on that tribe are so interesting. I think I absolutely loved the energy they gave. And the fact that they're in the minority for nothing other than being women and not being sports management shitty majors. Like, I don't know. That's not fair. The Backstreet Boys were inferior to NSYNC, and this Backstreet Boys is inferior to every other person on this season.
All right. Moving forward, the twist. So Snakes and Secrets twist. Just to recap it, if you lose, you draw an envelope card. One of them out of the cards has a snake on it, and you kind of have to battle with the options, whether you reveal yourself to the entire tribe before tribal. If you don't, you have to stay sly, and then you can reveal yourself after tribal, get an advantage. If you don't want to do that, the other tribe gets an advantage. It's a whole thing, kind of a mole in the system. What are your guys' thoughts about it? It definitely played a role in this episode, but just basically, what's your thoughts on Snakes and Secrets twist?
I love this twist. I was literally, as soon as it was introduced, I literally went in my head, okay, how would I play this? I also think it's probably the worst thing to ever get in the beginning of a game. The worst. But I'll let you guys talk about it first because I just have a lot of thoughts.
Personally, I don't love it. So I guess we're on opposite sides here. I think it immediately set up Derek. Derek was someone I really liked. And immediately it's like, oh, this guy's the odd one out because he randomly drew a card. And like early on, I don't think he made a lot of mistakes until he obviously had to lie about this thing. And because of that, I was trying to think how I would play it also. And I don't know if there's a lot of incentives to tell anyone that you're the snake because they're just going to vote for you. So because of that, I guess if it was like up to me, I would have had some sort of risk reward system where like maybe you could have revealed it before the votes and then you would give your tribe a small advantage. But if they voted you off, you got a big advantage. But if you got through it and didn't tell anyone, you got an advantage for yourself. I think that sort of balance, so he didn't, because really the only way to play it, in my opinion, is you have to lie about it. Because if you tell anyone, they have a reason to vote you out. And it's a reason that you can't control because it's completely up to chance. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I'm really glad Derek ended up staying because I felt so bad for him when he drew that first thing. And the oh shit reaction was exactly what I would have said. But yeah, because of that, I wish there was a little more that he could have done with it because I don't really see another way to play it. And I'm interested to see what you guys have to say about that.
So I agree with part of what you said. I think really the best play if you draw that snake card is to lie, not to tell anyone, because it's a target on your back outside of your control. With that said, I think this is such a fun twist. I love the element of decision making that goes with it, because maybe there is an angle you can play, like, hey, I'm the snake, keep me in, I get an advantage, and I'll tell you what it is. Otherwise, you're handing the other tribe more power when they're already up in a number. So come a swap, you could be really screwed. I think there's definitely leverage for that first vote. I think it makes total sense to try and shut up probably a couple in until you know where your network lies. But I think there's definitely ways to game this down the road, and I am fascinated by like what layers it's going to bring into this, because we don't even know what the advantages are for either a challenge or for the individual. So I'm excited. I like this.
I think I agree with you, Jake, though, like getting the snake it sucks because it's like, oh, this is a target that wouldn't otherwise be there. I disagree on Derek being screwed. I think, number one, the reason he would already be targeted was there. It wasn't as if he was in a good position.
There's like bikers going out.
Oh my gosh.
Classic Syracuse biker club. But it's not as if he was in a good position and the snake screwed it. It's like I was one of the three possibilities, and this means, oh, now I am the main possibility. And also, I think the fact they're like, everyone show us your cards. It's like, first of all, that's stupid. I would never do it. I'd be like, no. I think that is, it goes against the whole thing of it. Like, if it's just everyone tell us if you're the snake, it's like, why? That seems stupid to do. Also, I'm not surprised that fucking Aaron was like, I think this is a good strategy to do. Yeah, of course you do, Aaron. But like, I think that, number one, I would never do it. I think it's just stupid. I think it's dumb, and I think it's against the twist itself. But I think I 100%, if I got the snake this first round, I would not even claim it. I would not claim it. If I survived, I wouldn't even take it, because it's like, this is the beginning. This is where you're setting your foundation to build alliances. If you reveal you've been lying immediately, you ruin that foundation. But I think Ethan is absolutely right. You take a couple rounds to build those alliances, and then you either don't tell the people in your alliance and then reveal when it actually happens, or you tell them because you trust them and you build more trust there. And I think actually there is a benefit to giving an advantage to the other side, because just as there are connections happening and divisions happening on your tribe, adding something to the other tribe to create chaos could help you in the long run. Because what you are doing is now building distrust on the other tribe, because now someone's going to have an advantage. They're not going to tell someone. That's going to break lines. I think later on, it's definitely more dangerous not to claim it than it is to claim it. But first vote, it's an absolute death sentence. Do not mention that you have it. Don't reveal it. The fact that Derek is alive is incredible. Thank God. But truly, should have gone home.
Yes.
We'll see how Snakes and Secrets will definitely play out. And we'll see if Derek, because everyone pretty much knows that he was the snake this week. So we'll see if he does reveal himself before the next challenge. And if not, see who gets it on the other side if that does happen.
I will also say this about advantages being public in a way. Like, it's not always a negative thing, because an advantage plays such a confusing role. You don't know what the advantage could be. It could be something as powerful as like a vote steal or complete immunity, or it could be a complete bullshit. Like, oh, here's a hint on when the merge is happening. Like, okay, great. Next round, we all thought that. So, Hannah, don't you dare ever make that claim. I don't want to know this. But she said, I'm going to hate this season. Can't wait. But I think that it creates a power with you. Like, I should work with Derek because he has an advantage that could be used with me. Same with an idol. Yeah, it's a target, but it's also a tool to use. And having that is there. And I think it's just a good thing to have sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. It's definitely interesting. So moving forward to the challenge. So 3-part challenge for this one, kind of mixing up physical as well as social as well as creativity. So let's talk about idle hands and then the skit and then acapella. What's your thoughts on it?
I loved how idle hands was like 5 of the total points, and then acapella and improv were like 100 extra points. I was like, okay, so idle hands really meant like at first I was like, oh, it's gonna be out of like 5, so the better tribe gets like 5, and it was like every time they say a number, it just gets like. So idle hands meant nothing, is what it came down to.
The score was only 3 points,
but you have
so.
to agree. Like idle hands, the most objective game of the 3, meant the least amount. It was like it was whatever Paula Abdul wanted, really. Also, Luke, from what I know of you, to immediately see you do an improv and a musical challenge, I was like, is this RuPaul's Drag Race? What's happening? Like, I thought Luke's thing would be like sports trivia time. All right, time for beer pong. Like, this is not. I'm sure Jack was so excited to be doing an improv and singing challenge.
I thought it was great. The idle hands probably shouldn't have been there because it was pretty useless and inconsequential, and I honestly forgot about it until we're like, oh yeah. Watching them sing was hilarious. I know, Luke, you and I were watching it yesterday and just completely cracking up again, watching them try to dance and watching Derek try to keep up with them as they all stepped out of line and he just was not there. At the same time, I thought both of the skits were really stupid and I really don't know how they came up with. They just copied up, which, okay, I love that opening sequence. It's great, but it's been done before. And then the other tribe had some weird thing about a text that didn't. It was
so high school English class make this story about. It was so
Spanish class, but they didn't translate it. That's more in line.
So, and it didn't make sense. Like,
No.
How do you get it's not improv? First of all, it's just writing up a skit. It's like, how do you make a skit so bad?
And then Colin gave him a 9. They got a 9. That was like a perfect score. That was a perfect.
Look, Jack, I'll say this. If you don't know who I am, I have very strong opinions, but personally, I don't know you, so these aren't supposed to be like, I hate you as a person, you're garbage, go away. It's the character you are presenting is something that, as a person, I'm like, no, not the women. No, Jack, I'm sure you're a great guy. I'm sure if we met in real life, I wouldn't have these feelings. But God, the way you present yourself, how am I, a gay man, supposed to feel about it? Anyways, yeah, I disagree about like the up thing being stupid. I think they shouldn't have used the same music. I think like the concept of the life cycle of a relationship isn't new, but it's interesting. Better than whatever that garbage was.
I agree. I thought the up sequence was cute. I thought it was better than the weird text nonsense. But I loved that you threw in like these creative challenges off the bat. Like Idle Hands is such a classic. It's a Survivor staple. We all love it. But then to just be like, all right, sing for me, act, like out of nowhere, because no one prepped for that day one. Walking in, no one thought that's what they were going to be doing first challenge day one. So that's so much fun. And I'm so glad you did it. And yeah, I don't know. Both tribes need to practice singing, but I had fun to watch.
Singing is also such a hard thing to make them do. I think the acting is more fun because it's like anyone can act badly, but they can.
Yeah.
And their skit was so stupid. Like, it's, you have access to Instagram comedy. There's at least a bar there. It's low, but you somehow went under it. You said limbo time.
No, yeah. I like how everyone bought into it because that's their first challenge. I mean, like, you come into Survivor thinking you're doing something, but then you're singing and making a skit. So I'm really happy of how that turned out and how everyone.
Also, you made them do like real songs, and I was like, no, the full thing, all of it. We have to watch 3 minutes of a Bruno Mars cover by college students who aren't in an a cappella group. Oh, I wish, okay, if I could have given any notes about how to change this, what I would have done is, as a camp counselor, I would have been like, you have to make some sort of tribe. Hear me out. This is going to sound even cringier and worse, but that's kind of the point.
It's already worse.
No, fuck off. That's the point. It's supposed to be cringy. Like, I'm sorry, you want some good singing from
me?
I think it should have been like, you have to make some sort of tribe chant. It has to be like a full chant. It can't just be like, go Maroon 9, we're the best, we don't have originality in our naming conventions. Not that. And like some sort of skit to go along, like whatever. Jen just said, I wanted to do the Survivor theme song in a cappella. Oh God. Yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst. I'm sorry. That's just like awful.
That's
Because
painful
like
to
the
think
people who
about.
sing that are like professional. They're from tribes that would sing it, and you're asking a bunch of college students to like make those sounds.
Yeah, also Sean DePaz absolutely has no idea what the Survivor theme song is, so he would have been very confused as a judge. I just want to put that in. No shade, Sean DePaz, but he doesn't know what that is.
Love the season 1 put in there. So moving forward, Maroon 9 wins the challenge. Maybe because of Backstreet Boys, maybe not. But then we are introduced with some people. Jack says we had a backup plan, voting out a girl if we lost, but he's happy.
What a good backup plan. Wait, what? He says backup plan like there was a first plan. Is the first plan not also voting out a woman? I don't understand. All right, backup plan, if we can't vote out one woman, is to vote out a different woman. There's 4 of them to choose from.
With the coin flip.
We move forward with Summer. She kind of hinted at doing a girls thing because they're kind of down in numbers. We look at Geneva a bit and Eli, kind of see what's going on Maroon 9 side. Do you guys have any insight on Maroon 9? We don't see them that much in this episode. But any thoughts?
I really hope this...
I thought she was so funny when she was just like, I don't want to work with any men, but now I have to because we're down 5-4. I want more of her. We did a lot in this episode, but I want to see more from the women. I hope that they're able to overcome the 5-4 disadvantage because it kind of sucked and that would be really boring. But they seem nice. We didn't get from that, so not a lot of scrambling yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for Maroon 9, my quick player notes that I wrote down. Geneva was really, really good with her words. People who are able to communicate what they're thinking, like that just shows me that they're thinking multiple steps ahead as well. So I like that she's bringing a cerebral aspect. I overthink everything, so as someone else who's thinking is good for me. And then I really liked, I think it was Daisy's energy, her jumping from reality TV to running out for an idol and just being so into it right off the bat. I really liked her as well. So those are my quick notes from Maroon 9.
I think my only thought is that, like, as much as I hate the women are in the minority thing, I don't think it'll last. I think that the Backstreet Boys alliance is so garbage and very much of the moment. And like, as much as I am going to give Jack shit for just that confessional, I do think like these men are going to want to work with the women, if not because they are men and that is what men want as women. It's also just because, like, I think personality-wise, the women are going to give you more to interact with and like. And I think that in terms of the actual power players on this tribe, it's 100% like Geneva. It's 100% like Summer and Daisy. Like those are the people that are going to be making the decisions. Like they are the power players on this tribe. And I think that's just what it's going to be. And it would be an absolute travesty if they're one of the first casualties on this tribe. What, Eli and Andrew are going to be the real heads of this tribe? Is Andrew on this tribe or is he on another one?
Yeah, he's on this one.
Okay. Yeah, they're going to be the real leaders on this tribe. No.
All right. So before we jump into Zeleny and their whole strategy, we actually have Aaron coming in right now because he has a Zoom call soon. So we have to pop him in now. So here comes Aaron.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Aaron. So I guess just talk to us about what happened through the week and just your thoughts on the vote and when it actually came to fruition. What happened in your mind?
All right. Well, I think the episode did a pretty accurate job. I think it was a well done episode, first of all, so good job there. And then also I think it did a pretty good job of portraying kind of just like my thinking and also the thinking of my teammates over time. I think one thing that wasn't in the episode is I had vlogs of talking in person with both Hannah and Addie. and being very straightforward with them about my thoughts and how I wanted to go forward, and telling Addie about that meeting at the library, that group of 6, and that I was not planning on following through with that. And I also agreed with Hannah the whole time that Megan was someone who I did not have interest in playing with, and just because we ended up going to Chipotle, I didn't want to play my whole game with them. That's kind of how it ended up happening, and then they were able to use those conversations against me in a way. I'm not really sure what Addie's thinking was, to be honest. I'm not sure why she felt the way that she did about me so strongly, because I feel like I was very straightforward and I gave her a lot of information about what was going on that week. And like Noah too. I don't know what Noah's deal is, but to be honest, but Addie seemed to have something against Hannah. I understand going long term that we were probably going to butt heads at some point, but I'm really not sure what Addie's motivation was at that time beyond just like having a bad feeling about me, which I don't understand given what I did for her during that week.
Was it Addie who led the charge against Aaron? I feel like there were two people who simultaneously were like, I think Aaron is the better choice to get out this week.
It was kind of Hannah and Addie.
Right, the two of them. That's why I'm saying I talked to both of them during that week, and then something happened during that conversation. I don't know if it was before or after, but definitely after. They both felt like, well, I think so. Hannah and I both agreed that we were the most well-connected people in our tribes, and that I don't know if we were playing the hardest. Really, I was never playing hard. I just like, it's like a club, that I'm joining, and like I wanted to like interact with like my group members, and like I tried to like watch a football game with them or something, and like I don't know, I guess that's just not how they wanted to play the first week, and it was just that's just how it was, I guess, on that tribe. So knowing that now, I see that I was probably too forward, but yeah, Hannah and I agreed that we were the most well connected, and so I see why she saw me the way that she saw me, but without Addie pushing the way that she did, that Hannah would not have done it at that moment in the first week, given the way that Derek played the first week.
Aaron, I have a question for you. I think obviously it's unfortunate you went out first, but I do think it actually has to do with you revealing the information about the 6, because Noah, Addie, and Derek had no reason but to stick together in that moment. So I guess my question is, why, beyond the Chipotle meeting, why stick with the 6? Like, what about those people made you want to work with them? Was it just we all had dinner together? I guess this is the group, the majority.
Yeah, it really was not like, I don't know how everyone else felt like it was such a strong, I don't know, it really was just like the other 3 people left and the rest of us were like, let's go get dinner. And honestly, the rest of them did not even get food. I think they were just there to strategize. I was just hungry. So I don't know what happened. I was just trying to go to Chipotle with my tribe, and I ended up in like locked into a 6. And
well,
like,
who's your closest person in this tribe?
I think it was some combination of Mike or maybe Austin. I think Mike was in the skit group with me as well as the Chipotle group, and so we were kind of like, he was honestly in the same position as me, but played it in a way in which I was the one who, like, because I was telling, I don't know what, he didn't play as hard the first week and just kind of let it coast, but he was in the same alliances that I was, and so I would say that it was probably Mike, I guess, but it wasn't. I don't know. I was just trying to be like friends with people, so like we were just I was just talking a lot to different people, but yeah.
Yeah, I think what carried Aaron's threat level up was that, I mean, Austin and Mike said it briefly in the episode. Like, he was points of information with everyone. Like, he was talking to Derek. He found out that Derek was the snake.
Derek messed up with me. Like, yeah. Like, I was trying to keep that a secret. Like, that's just bad luck, to be honest. I don't know how Derek messing up turned into me. I shouldn't have kept that a secret. He was the snake. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to.
I think it was just a bad move to make it a public, not to reveal he was the snake, but to make it like everyone has to share their thing. I think all that does is create like this paranoia thing. Because if he didn't mess up, you gain nothing, and now no one's trustworthy. So, like, I guess what was the thinking behind, like, everyone should just show what their cards are? Like, might as well.
Because we wanted to get the team advantage. I think. I don't know exactly, to be honest. It was just the 6 of us all showed. We all decided, like, if it's one of us, like, I don't know. I'm not sure what everyone else's plan was, but they all seemed to understand, and Derek didn't seem to understand. So it
so
seemed
if one
like
of
it was
the
pretty
6 of
given.
you, if one of the 6 of you had the snake, would you have just voted that person out?
No, that wasn't what I want. I mean, I wanted to vote Megan out anyways, so that's not really what
Who was in the
would have
6?
driven it. The 6 was so the 3 freshmen: Erica, Mike, and
Right.
Austin. Me, Megan. Yeah, me and Megan. Right. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was the plan. We all said, like, we understand how the snake works, but we didn't want the snake to control the game. And it kind of just turned out being like, I felt like it was just an easy first vote. Like, Derek, honestly, I reached out to Derek because nobody talked to Derek, and Derek didn't try and talk to anybody for like the first 3 days. And so then, like, I'm trying to create a bond with him. Genuinely, I wanted to use him. I didn't want to stay in the 6, so I was talking to everyone. And then, so Derek told me the truth, right? After, he was one of the persons who he said, like, I wanted to trust him. But then at that point, it was just too, like, it was just already set in my mind. Like, I tried to work with you. I was the first person reaching out to him, and he, like, lied to me unnecessarily. I don't know. We had conversations like, we understand what the snake means, but we don't want to run the game based on the snake because that sets a bad precedent in the first week for the whole game. So I honestly, that's how I felt, and it just kind of ended up being like the easy vote to vote out the snake because of the way that Derek played, which in my opinion was very poor, and he got carried through the first week. But yeah, I agree. It's probably a mistake.
Is there something, like, in general that you think, like, was the moment for you? Like, if you could go back now and do it over again, what do you think you would do differently to make you, like, not be the first boot?
Oh, it was putting too much faith in Addie. I don't know why. I just got the wrong vibe from her. I got the right vibe from her, which was the wrong vibe, if that makes sense. So, like, I felt like she was not, like, super outgoing. She didn't seem to have too many connections. And the way that she talked to me was like, I want to work with you. And then I felt like, I don't know, she just was lying to me that the whole time. So honestly, it was feeling like Addie needed me in a way. Not needed me, but wanted to need me, kind of. I don't know if that makes sense, but obviously I was wrong. Yeah. So it was yeah. I judged everyone pretty much correctly, I feel, except for Addie.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Is that it?
That is true. The first week, it was kind of hard to. Derek put a comment in the thing. The first week, it was actually really kind of hard to play out the snakes and secrets thing. So Derek kind of got the short end of the stick. Because Aaron, you made that note of showing a paper, and he showed a computer paper, and it was actually a note card or index card. He did get the short side of the stick. So that definitely messed Derek up.
Luke not only not knowing how to type up the advantage, but also telling them the wrong information.
Hey,
sorry, Derek. I don't know.
Derek's did.
I don't know. You should have told me, Derek. You should have told me. That's all I'm going to say. We could have been something special.
Just so we move on to the rest of the episode. Thank you, Aaron, for coming on, sharing your thoughts. And yeah.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
I'll see you.
See you, Aaron. Thank you.
Bye.
Aaron.
Perfect. All right, so
that's why. Derek gives us some tea. That's why the week after Luke included an index card in the snake envelope. LOL.
Does that mean Derek's the same next time too?
I had kind of an idea with if people are going around sharing videos. I kind of did something like this on season 1. It didn't get shown because it didn't end up mattering. But when I found my first idol, I filmed a fake vlog where I was like, "Damn, I didn't find anything." So if I got that index card the first week, I think I would just like keep changing outfits and going in different places and film a bunch of different vlogs of me opening up index cards and being like, "Dang, I'm not the snake this week." I don't know if everyone's going around showing the cards, which I don't like as a strategy. I think it's kind of lame and obviously defeats the purpose of the twist. But that's kind of how I would play it if people are going to try to game it like that.
I would send a picture and I would just have Photoshop on top, not the snake sad face. So stupid.
Yeah, we don't allow them to send video to each other. So this is like a sneaky edge to throw into things. And like Anders was saying, anyways, if someone brought that up as an idea, I'd be like, nah, get the fuck out of here. That's not how the game is meant to be played. And I just don't think that it's in anyone's best interest for everyone to expose themselves. I think you should keep it to yourself, and everyone should have that as their go-to thought anyways.
Yeah. So going back into the episode, we get a great vlog of Derek opening his envelope and saying, "Oh shit," perfect, right when the music drops. And he's like kind of fumbling on what to do next. He decides to lie about it, and then he decides once he like gets found out that he did lie about it to tell people. What do you guys think of that?
First of all, I want to note that you just called your own editing perfect, so I just want to put that out there. Secondly, I thought it was great. This was
So
my
humble.
favorite part of the episode. I thought Derek was a lot of fun in this moment, and you could see the panic in his face, and he's like, "Oh shit, I fucked up because I sent the wrong thing." Once he realizes it later, he definitely didn't play it right. I mean, I think that's undisputable, but I felt bad for him. Like I said, I felt like he kind of got a raw deal. And that on top of not being in that Chipotle alliance, which is pretty arbitrary. And they said he had work, so he almost got screwed by things basically out of his control. I thought he was great. I really loved seeing him react to it. I think it was really funny. And he came out of this episode as, I think, my favorite person who we saw so far.
I mean, I think it's enlightening to hear Aaron talk about his game because, not to shit on Aaron here, but like, it speaks more to like, he didn't really play that hard, and that's why he got fucked over. Like, you are a part of this 6 that you're not really in with, you're not really sure who your closest person is, and you want to go for a different person. Okay, there's a very easy way to do that in week 1, talking to people. And he claims, "Oh, I talked to Addie and I talked to Hannah, but it didn't work out." It's like, well, maybe you didn't talk to them enough and establish trust. Like, I don't know. How did you talk to them? What did you talk about? Like, having a 30-minute conversation with someone doesn't imply it's a good one. I've had plenty of terrible conversations. I'm having one now. No. But it's just like...
Anders had many terrible conversations. In the past.
Me and Luke, God, terrible, awful conversations. But it's... I mean, I don't think he did himself any favors. I think Derek maybe didn't do a lot of conversations, but when he did, it was positive. I think him having to be honest about the snake created a sense of, he's being honest with me. He's telling me the truth. I can trust him. Whereas, what is Aaron saying, really? We should work together. Maybe. I'm in a 6. That's it. That's my thought.
No, I guess...
Right.
I don't have much to add to that. I think he's right.
Wait, let's talk about Zeleny. I do want to talk about the group. I think it's kind of... First of all, you make a 6 on day 1 because you all went to Chipotle, and you name your alliance after you being a 6, which I think Jake mentioned before is stupid because if anyone hears about it, they're like, "Oh, so there are 6 members in this alliance. Great." Number 2, you guys don't like each other. It's very clear just from the get-go, like, you aren't a 6 built off anything beyond convenience. Like, Hannah wants to get out, I'm forgetting names, Meg, and then, like, it seems like Austin and Mike are close to each other, but no one else. Like, I don't know. It seems like a shitty alliance. It doesn't seem like a good one. And they plan out the next couple weeks, despite this first week being dictated by the snake. So, like, I'm sorry. Are you assuming that the next 2 snakes are going to be Noah and then Addie? Like, what happens if the next snake is, like, is fucking Aaron. Like, are you just gonna be like, well, we have to go with our plan? It's just dumb. It's a stupid plan, especially in a game where you are literally targeting someone because of a twist that changes randomly every week.
Oh yeah, it's definitely interesting because we have no footage of who wrote that little like check minus or X
Sorry,
for
I
like
hated
Derek,
that.
Noah, and then Patty. And then I'm like, all right, I'll just put it in and I'll zoom in when it gets to Addie's part. But yeah, like whoever wrote, like I don't know. That Anders is right. Like they didn't really like each other. It's just kind of convenience. Kind of just happened. And once they finally realized, yeah, the 6 is not going to work. I'm going to use one person in the 6 who's probably the biggest voice, Aaron, or at least the most monotone voice.
Yeah, the biggest voice. You're really insulting the rest of that 6 when you go, Aaron's the biggest voice. So no one else talked, is what you're saying. It was a silent room of 6 people, and Aaron said something.
But no, Luke's right. Like, these people didn't want to work together. I don't know why they even pretended to. Like,
it's week 1. You have 9 people in this tribe. Why are you forcing yourself into a 6?
That didn't want to be the 6, right? Like, go enjoy your burrito and then get out of there. Go have a conversation with someone else. Have a conversation with everyone else. But
yeah, who do you like from the 6?
Don't pretend you're aligned with someone who you're then throwing out as a target, because then you're shady, right? Like, if you're in this group that's not a real group, but then throwing someone out within it, you can't go to other people and be like, I don't trust the people I'm supposed to work with. Work with me. That's not how it works. That it doesn't add up.
Also, supposed to work with. It's week 1. No lines have been drawn. Why are you arbitrarily making them? Like, if I were Derek, if I were Addie, or I was Noah, I'd be like, why am I on the outs? You guys don't like each other. This is an insane reason to make a majority. Is we went to one thing once and we all hate each other.
I do think there's a certain, like, you've been waiting to play for a while. You get there day 1, you have an alliance, and it's just like, I need to make this work. I don't want it to be me. And it's nice to have some sort of plan, but at the same time, I really respect like Hannah and Meg for going and doing something different and deviating from the plan. Like, yeah, because it's boring. But like, I think when I played, I fell into a similar trap. Like right at the beginning, I was like, I'm an alliance. I need to get comfortable because this is my group, which didn't really end up being the case because people turned on it right away. But it's just when you're there, I think you can get really nervous and think this is what I'm supposed to be doing because I'm supposed to be playing Survivor right now. So they don't necessarily have time to talk to everyone, and they're just like, this is my 6.
How many days do they have?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing actually.
A week is what Aaron said. 5 days.
That's enough time.
You know how long my players sometimes have? 2 or 3 days. They get it done. You're telling me in 5 days you couldn't meet with 8 other people? That's bullshit. I'm sorry. What are you doing the entire day? I know the life of a college student. You're not that busy. You're telling me a sports management student is too busy to meet
He's not on that drive.
I don't care. It's the same. Oh, you're telling me an acting major is too busy? I'm sorry you have to go to theater rehearsal every hour of every day. Like, thank God for Hannah and Meg for doing something on this tribe. It's like this is the first week of a game. You can figure out how to make relationships. You've done it for 100 years already of your life. You can do it again. Like, I get it's a game. I've got to be in an alliance. It's a social game about relationships. Numbers don't matter if the numbers hate you. Like, that's the thing. Why work in a 6 if you hate the people you're working with? They probably hate you too. It's so silly. And it's like Hannah says here, it's like when you stay in a toxic relationship. No, this is the start of a relationship. You don't have to stay in anything. That's insane. It's not like you've been working with these people for 6 weeks and you hate them now because their motives changed from you. It's like, no. It's like if I were to meet someone and they're instantly someone I dislike, I'm not going to work with them. Maybe later down the line, but to start in it, I mean, to me, it was shocking that Austin and Mike were like, this is so good. We're in such a good group. It's like, I cannot imagine you felt that comfortable with these people you just met in a 6. A 6, it's 2/3 of the tribe in your alliance, and you go, this is good. We're safe. But I think it also speaks to like what were Noah and Derek doing that they were like, I don't know who's in groups yet. I don't really have any groups. There are 8 people you just met, and you don't have any alliances. There should be at least like 100 bajillion fake bullshit alliances made this first week that you slowly whittle down. You're telling me there's one alliance, 3 people on the bottom, and then they go, we're switching actually. So now it's not that.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that's
pretty sure
why
Noah
I-
did nothing. And then Derek just tried to fight from the bottom the entire week until like the day before, where Addie gave him the life pretty much.
Yeah, I think Addie is the MVP of the episode. She
For sure.
she figured out all the information. She flipped the votes. Her and Hannah both. I was very surprised. I mean, I wasn't that surprised that Hannah like decided to flip on this group, because I guess it does make some sense. And like having the moment where she's like, "I'm the swing vote." She
said, "Content, please."
She was the pentacle of the episode, and I think she said, which is not a word.
Pentacle. Oh my god, Luke
Right
is
word.
so funny as a host because he just says things sometimes, and you go,
No, that was Hannah.
Was that Hannah? Oh,
Yeah,
they
Yeah, it
both
wasn't
say
me.
things.
Andrew, settle down.
Luke
No, you're
does
right.
say things
Pentacle
like
was
that.
her.
I do say
So
things
insane.
though.
Dude, sometimes you hear these college students say things and you go, I know what you're going for. Not a word.
But great move by Addie. I mean, she completely flipped herself around, and I think now she's probably in the most power on that tribe, if I had to guess, just because I feel like people have a reason to be pissed at Hannah. You can't be mad at Addie because she was one of the people who you were planning to pick off.
No, they can. You will find.
Well, they
people
will,
be
but they
mad
shouldn't
at the
be.
people who were going home otherwise. They'll say,
Mhm.
"Fuck you for staying here." I want to say it's so shocking to me Noah's on the bottom. I can 100% guarantee if you have a conversation with Noah, you're going to come out liking it. Like, Noah is absolutely the college student that everyone will just like. He is not at all threatening. And he has straight energy without being like homophobic straight energy. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys don't, but people will. No, I think Noah, this speaks to how little they were talking with people. Like, Noah's not the kind of person who should ever be in the bottom based on social connections. Like, strategically, sure. I only needed one clip of Noah to be like, this guy ain't going to be running things. But like, on the outs, you're telling me you found Mike and Austin more entertaining and more enjoyable than Noah. Aaron is your favorite person on this tribe. Do you have taste?
We'll see. Let's see. What's next? So Addie, we tune in on Addie. She gets word from Hannah that she's kind of the third in line to go based on Aaron, as Hannah puts it. And Addie's like, Aaron's not running the show. I'm running the show. I'm going to call Meg. I'm going to call Noah. I'm going to talk to Derek. Derek talks to Noah. You see Noah with a montage of him texting Derek and then going on the phone. And then Noah saying, Aaron, I guarantee it, you'll be out. What were you thinking during this? Because I know in the live chat last night, a lot of people were still like, oh, it's a fake out. Derek's going home. Do you guys think that?
No. The second, because we've taught, like, it's not a good 6. It's not a solid 6. The moment there's anything, these people were waiting for something to happen. When someone suggests, this is what I imagine in my mind. Should we go for Aaron? Okay. And then they were like, let's fucking do it. And then it's easy. I mean, once you have Noah, Addie, and Derek involved, it's going to happen. Because there's no reason in my mind Hannah would have for staying and keeping Aaron. Like, there's none. And I think it's also silly that, like, this 6 felt so confident based on nothing. Like, I think it is, they are new to this game, but also, like, watch an episode.
I think they were all like finger on the trigger, ready for anyone to throw a name. They were all excited to not vote as a 6, even though they end up voting as a 5 against one of their own.
No, they voted as an 8.
Right.
Can't wait for that alliance.
That one's even better than the Chipotle 6.
Honestly, a power move is calling that alliance the Maroon 8.
Yeah, it really would be. That would be iconic. But I don't know. I think they still should have voted for Derek. If this whole idea of like the snake and secret twist, the instant you know round 1 who the snake is, they're gone. Like, they should have been. I don't understand like how they couldn't at least put aside some differences to get better and win a challenge the next time. Like, you get an advantage. It made the most sense. I thought Derek's ship was sunk, so half of me was like, this couldn't be real, but they were very excited to make it real. I think I don't know. Never mind.
At the same time, I feel like if Hannah and I guess Meg by extension get like better vibes or just work better with people like Noah and Derek, those are good people to rope in. And like they clearly are already working with Addie. And if they have this clear minority, if they make this move of now Austin, Mike, and Erica, I think it makes sense. And I do think they actually made the right decision here because it didn't seem like we keep talking about that this was solid six, snake six, what are they called? I don't remember because it doesn't matter.
Luke, what are they called?
There were Snaky Six, and then there were Solid Six, and
they had like 3 names. It doesn't matter. But no, that group was not together. So why not work with people who you can actually see yourself going with long term? I get like that it's the snake twist makes an incentive to vote out Derek, but at the same time, if you can use Derek and maybe Derek tells you what his advantage is, that could be more useful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we move forward. Hannah says she's a swing vote, which she effectively was. And she was like 4 people: Erica, Mike, Aaron, Austin. She claims them as the popular kids. And then you have Addie, Noah, Meg, and Derek. She's kind of tied between these two. She eventually goes with the Derek side and votes out Aaron. But that being said, the fact that it was an 8-1 vote, and according to Hannah, she was able to flip Mike, Eric, and Austin at Tribal to vote for Aaron. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I'm surprised Meg and Addie weren't even at Tribal. Like, I know they were too busy, but like, you didn't schedule Tribal so everyone could be there. No, but I was surprised at that. But I also think, like, why? Why did it matter that much to flip them? Like, just to make sure you had all the votes? It seems like a very unnecessary, I need to bring everyone into this vote, especially at the last minute. If you're going to do it, just do it before Tribal. Like, it feels so unnecessary to do just because they will get pissed and they'll be confused why at the last moment.
Yeah, props to Hannah for flipping those votes, but at the same time, I think she should have done it before. For one, they shouldn't have been able to talk during the votes because we didn't see it, and I was really confused because I was like, "Oh, it's probably going to be," because I knew Aaron left, but I figured it would be like closer because there seems to be these 2 groups. But then we see, I think it was Mike in the voting like booth, just like really confused, and I was like, "Oh, maybe they flipped them," but we didn't see any of that besides like a tiny scene of them whispering. I just think Hannah should have explained herself before because now these people aren't going to trust Hannah because she's flipping things at the last second. I think it's smarter to go to them and be like, hey, maybe we should do this and make them think at least that they had a part in the decision rather than saying, vote this. It's happening whether you're with us or not. We want you with us. I think she's going to lose trust there. And I don't think doing it last second in this circumstance made a ton of sense for me.
I agree. I think at Tribal was the worst time to do it. I think best option was to explain what was happening beforehand to try and then like level that out before it happened, or even explaining it after, leaving them out of the vote and then just being like, this was a consensus and trying to like push it on to other people. Because by saying it at Tribal, it makes the decision seem like it's squarely on her to those 3 as she's roping them in. So it creates a bigger target than's necessary. And she could have, like, before would have been best, after could have been better. I disagree with flipping it at Tribal.
Also, she's not the only person in that 6 to flip, so now it does become a Hannah did this instead of the person that she even wants to target, Meg. Like, I think a good way to even frame it is like, look, Meg is flipping it and like blah blah blah. Like, make it so you are going along with it and you want them to, but Meg is the person who should get a lot of the credit and fallout. But no, Hannah, of course, is like, I am the theater major. Give me the credit. Clap for me. I bow as I play this terrible move. What I love about Hannah is she will continually make these moves that make you go, why, Hannah? Why would you do this to your own game? Who is this benefiting?
Us. I think us is the answer because we got an exciting first episode.
But I think this is the best case, Aaron going home, because like, no offense to Aaron. I mean, of the tribe, he was probably the least interesting to listen to. And he just didn't have those connections like Austin and Mike that I will learn to probably not root for. I'm sorry, 2 men? No. Not me.
Impossible.
Not when Addie's on this tribe. Not when Meg is on this tribe. Not while Hannah's on this tribe. Like, I'm sorry. Won't happen. Tain't be from me.
Fair enough. So we do see in the little preview that Hannah is talking to if you guys didn't realize, Erica, Mike, and Austin, who were essentially left out but then changed last minute. So we'll see if she has the ability to talk to them and say what happened.
No,
because you don't think
No.
so?
I imagine what it'll be like is like, I'm sorry, it was so last minute, and they'll go, fuck, but our 6 is so good. Oh, she ruined everything. We're
Also,
really pissed now.
If it was last minute, Meg wouldn't have been able to do it because she wasn't there. So it clearly wasn't last minute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you asking for a logical way of
I'm
playing
just
it?
saying,
No,
it's
you
not
know
gonna make
she's
any
going to say
sense.
it was last minute. Or she's going to be blatant and be like, I did it. I knew he was a snake from the very moment. And we had to get rid of him. They go, fuck, we couldn't trust her. Oh, damn. And then they're going to go, the only way we can solve this, vote out a woman. That's the other side. I hope they lose again because if Maroon 9 goes to Tribal, I don't want it to be a woman. I don't want them to be like, look, we're men and we've just got to get rid of Daisy. Her last name is Leapson and she jumped up in her cast photo and we got to get that out of here. No, it'd be a shame to ruin the next episode by just being it 5 men vote out 1 woman.
Lastly, in the preview, we see Derek, and then we see some more stuff about idle fines or idle whatever, and a person threatening to return in the game, and then it's a shot of Sean, Colin, and Molly. What are your thoughts on that?
Threatening to return to the game. They're like, don't fucking do it, or I'll jump back in. Don't even question it. I don't know what that means. I think it's just the funniness of the verb. They're threatening to go back in.
It's a gun to Luke's head, like, I'm in again. Put me in. I think it's exciting. Anytime you bring in someone out of nowhere, because I'm sure the cast doesn't expect anyone to get added to the game. And we don't even know for sure if someone's getting added to the game. They're only threatening to. So it definitely leaves doors open. It can be very interesting as to what comes out of this. I don't know. I like spicy moments. That provides one.
I think if it were anything, it might be like the snake advantage goes into that. Like, if you don't take the snake, a returner will come in the game is now like the thing. Like, that's the advantage the other tribe gets, which I don't know if that's an advantage.
I don't think
No, I think the phrasing was actually like, someone on the other tribe would get it. The advantage would be the returner is back in. They're the advantage for someone.
And then just that one random person on the other tribe.
I also love the idea that you guys just add a challenge. Someone who played season 1 comes in. They're like, I want to join this game. Luke, if you want to put me in, I'll join. And everyone's like, what's happening? And then Luke's like, I guess he's in. All right, congrats. Guy who gave them a 9 for no reason. You're in the game. Because we decided we need another man to ruin this game.
Also, I know what happens, so I'm gonna try not to give things away. But if I was a judge in that situation where like I know that I might be entering the game, I'd be throwing out 9s left and right. You're saying that was the best thing I've ever seen. You guys are all amazing. I can't wait to hang out with you all more. Like if you're Molly Cowell, people are gonna come in and be pissed at you because you gave everyone 4s, which was hilarious, by the way. And I thought she was the only one giving good scores because I agreed until the end, and then I felt like she got a little soft because everyone was ragging on her. Because they didn't deserve such high scores. And I get that they only had a little bit, but giving a 9 to the fucking dating skit, that was one of the worst things I've ever seen. No offense. I mean, actually, full offense.
Yeah, full offense. Are you kidding me? It's the worst story. Look, they're not. Well, I was trying to think of a good improv group or a good skit group, and I was about to say Saturday Night Live, but that's not even fair. They're garbage. No, it's not like they're professionals. It's not like they do improv or skit making or singing as a club, even just as a recreational thing. Like, I get you want to score them higher because whatever. We've all been in that position before, but yeah, giving a 9 for that skit ever is the rudest thing you could do to art as just a medium. I think that, yeah, if Molly is actually coming back into the game and she did the fours, it's like, you don't need to be a dick. It's not like these people care. Like, they're just going to remember the score. Like, why be mean? They don't.
Oh, yeah.
No one gives a shit if you're parroting American Idol. Just don't. No one needs to be the cowl.
Mhm. All right. So before I send it off to you guys, but Jake knows what happens, but Ethan and Anders, I want to open it up to like season predictions or any hot takes, maybe next boot, winner's pick.
So my immediate reaction during the first scene where we just have Hannah was I wrote down Hannah either 15th or 6th. There is no in between or no other places I think she will finish. She will either explode at the very beginning or she will be just before the finale, and I do not imagine any other scenario. As for people who I think are in really good spots, again, I'll go back to the girls on Maroon 9. I don't think are actually going to get screwed. I think something's going to happen. I feel like they have too much character for the universe to let them get fucked over. So I still stand behind Geneva and Daisy there. I like them in this game.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Andrew Clark calling me out saying, do you just assume that all guys on Maroon 9 are misogynistic after seeing maybe one confessional vlog from each of us? Andrew, no disrespect. No, I'm claiming misogynism because the 5 men in the tribe create an alliance and say, I guess one of the people going home will be a woman. That's what we saw. That's all I can claim it off of. I'm not saying you're misogynist and that you hate women. I'm just saying that creating an alliance based on nothing but gender and the fact that there are more guys than girls and saying we should get out a girl because fewer girls, that is misogynistic. I mean, you tell me, is it based on gender that you guys stuck together and did a Backstreet Boys song? That seems like it to me. Obviously, I think it's also stupid because you don't know these women and already they're the bottom because there are fewer of them. So you can make whatever claim you want. I'm just saying what I saw. So you tell me, is that misogyny when 5 men gang up and are going to vote out a woman? I'm sure it won't be that way, but I don't think I'm wrong for claiming it is. Anyways, and don't ever give me an argument. I'm not going to fight with you. I don't mean to fight with you. But if you were to go back and say, well, if 5 women stuck together, would that be sexist? It's like, no. Period. Anyways, what are my predictions? This might shock everyone. I think a woman is going to win. And I think I'm really I think it's going to be on the Maroon 9 tribe. I'm between Geneva and Daisy. I want to say Geneva, but I really do think, like, in terms of being a grad student, if there were anything that could potentially screw her up, it's that she is well-spoken. She is an overthinker. And when I think of Ethan, I think a player who will just get very far and not win because of those 2 facts. I'm sorry, Ethan. These are just things that I'm aware of. I think it's going to be Daisy. I think that she's got the drive. I think she knows the game, and I think she's very interesting. And I think if there are anyone on this tribe who I see just doing very well, it's Daisy, and I hope that it is, if not her, one of the women. Just goodbye, Maroon 5. Maroon 5 Backstreet Boys. Also, the fact that you picked a song being Backstreet Boys, come on. You're asking for 5 men to gang up on the women. Rude. So
Ethan,
rude.
winner's pick? Do you have a winner's pick?
I think me and Anders are probably at the same point. I think Daisy probably just off of my one episode and no information beyond that. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Well, if Ethan's picking Daisy, then actually I'm gonna pick Geneva because I don't want to be the same as Ethan. I like to be different, and I do think Geneva's great. And I think unlike Ethan, she will hide her overthinking enough to not be a target. What a queen. Andrew again coming back and saying, Andrew, I don't think you're misogynistic. I don't think you're being sexist. It's funny. It's a funny scenario. Of course, I'm going to bring it up.
He had like 2 minutes to go off of, guys.
Look, I don't think. Okay, I'll put this out here. I don't think any of the players in this season are sexist. I think the decision to make a 5 alliance of men and say we're going to target one of the women is a little bit sexist, and I didn't love it because it's stupid. But I don't think you're sexist. I'm sure you all love women. Whatever. I don't know. Well, fuck, I don't even fucking apologize. You said these things. You did the episode. I didn't make you do this, Andrew. I don't need to have a conversation about it. You did it.
We'll see what happens. thank you guys once again. I will now give you guys an opportunity, at least Anders and Ethan, to promote anything you are. I know you guys have your own survivors going on right now, which are very exciting. So Anders, I'll start with you. You get your solo layout. So if you want to just promote anything.
Hi guys, I'm Anders. I'm the host of Survivor Maryland. Thank you. I'm the host of Survivor Maryland. Currently, we have Survivor Maryland Major Conflict, which is a college survivor at the University of Maryland, where the tribes are divided by major. Well, who's going to win? STEM majors or humanities? Who knows? But we have a new episode every Monday at 7 p.m. You can find us Survivor Maryland on YouTube. Gen 2 is the specific YouTube channel. It's a lot of fun, and every week I have a live show as well with a wonderful player, Aaron from Michigan. As well, I've had Ethan and Luke on as special guests, but we're just about to hit the merge. Not yet. It's going to be a very fun season, and if you like to see men take out women, you'll love our season. I'm kidding. It's a joke, but also maybe not. Survivor Maryland. It's great. If you want to hear me yell more, that's where you go.
Awesome. Thank you, Anders. Definitely check that out. Go STEM.
Smooth transition.
Ethan.
Again, I'm Ethan from Survivor Yukon. We have our brand new season 2 as well coming out. We are releasing episode 4 this Tuesday coming up. Tuesdays at 8. And right after that, we do also have a live show. So if I didn't annoy you that much and you maybe want a little bit more of me, I'm there every week, as well as our great host, Ryan Grandy. We've had Luke and Anders both be guests already. And we've got some other great people from the college survivor community coming in. Follow us on Instagram, survivor.yukon. Find us on YouTube. Season 2 is an absolute blast. 3 episodes in, it's already kicking butt. So definitely go give it a look. And I promise it won't disappoint. Thank you.
Hell yeah. How do I get back into the?
I like Big Luke.
What is this?
Whoa, Luke playing around with these settings. He said it's time for a twist, baby.
Luke doesn't know how his own computer works. He's not doing it on purpose.
Oh, trust me, this is so bad. But thank you again, Ethan, Anders, Jake. Definitely check out Survivor Maryland and Survivor Yukon. And also Survivor Syracuse next week. Once again, Thursday, 7 p.m. The after show will be after the episode this time around. I couldn't do it today or yesterday because of my roommate's birthday. Yeah, I had to do that. So next week it's going to be 9 p.m. Shout out to Sachi. So next week is going to be 9 p.m. with Survivor Maryland's Cooper James, Aaron Sikri, and then
do you mean Survivor Michigan's Cooper?
Yeah. No, Luke, you were almost there.
Girl, I mean, like, we'll take Cooper, but, like, he's not a part of Survivor Maryland.
Survivor Michigan.
Yeah, next Thursday, come see Survivor Michigan's Cooper James, join Luke. Who else?
Aaron Sikri.
Aaron Sikri of Survivor Michigan.
Right. And Survivor Yukon's Ryan Grandy.
Is it Grandy or Grande?
Grandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the slate for, and then see some Survivor community
She
people.
was attacked by the lack of melanin in that name.
And we'll definitely have these three guys back and see what happens. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next week. And
Bye.
Bye. Takes